Hi Gearslutz, this is Fady Hayek with Solid State Logic, and welcome to the SSL booth at this year's AES convention. And I am happy to be showing you a brand new product we call Origin. The Origin is a brand new SSL mixing desk. It's a 32 channel by 16 bus by 2 channel mixed bus console. It's brand new technology, brand new design, but with a very familiar layout. When you look at it, it's a full inline SSL console. SSL hasn't done an inline console in quite some time, so this is a historic moment for SSL. We've got brand new microphone preamps on this thing. We call them Pure Drive. The Pure side of this is a clean, low noise microphone preamp. The Drive side of this comes from our e-signature channel strip that we released several years ago. That provides that wonderful drive that's great for things like drums and for bass guitars, just to dirty things up just a little bit. So you can simply push that microphone pre and get more of those harmonics as desired. And if you don't need it, you just take it right off. The other thing about this is you got direct outs on every channel. So it's very easy to work with your digital workstation. You can either feed the direct out to the small fader, control the gain that way, or you just bypass it altogether right to the A to D converter. Doing it through the small fader means that you can do zero latency monitoring if you want. You can monitor from the main fader while you're sending gain from the small fader. Moving down the list over here, we've got 2 headphone systems, we got 2 Q stereo systems, so you can do a Mi mix and band mix very easily with these 2 foldbacks. If you need more than that, we've got mono auxes just below that you can set to pre-fader. So normally they're set to post-fader. All of those auxes, by the way, can go to either path, the small fader or the large fader. So lots of configuration possibilities here. Right below that, we've got the Equalizer. This is the 242 Black Knob Series EQ. Undoubtedly our most popular equalizer to date. We put that right on here to bring back that quality of the old school SSL. You have a high pass filter just above that. That high pass filter can discretely go to either path, and then the full EQ can go to either path as well in either pre-fader pre-insert or post-insert. You have routing, bus routing that you can select with these buttons. You simply select what channels you want them to go to, what bus, and then release those channels, just like that. So rather than to have a lot of buttons at the top of the desk that you have to awkwardly reach for, this is very easy to do, and it's also very easy to reset. It's very smart routing. Which takes us to the fader section of the desk down here. So down here we've got the small fader. You've got the insert point, which is pre-fader and post-fader. You also have got the mix bus assignment here, so you can send that to the mix bus. You've got a solo, and you've got a cut, and of course you've got a panner. Same duplicated on the main fader, but one thing that's also been added to this is a 0 dB button. So if you don't want the faders in circuit and you prefer to have the faders controlled in the DAW, you just simply take the faders out of circuit. There you go. Easy to mix with that way. The master section is actually a modular system. So the master section can be moved up the console or down the console. So if you want to configure this, for example, with a keyboard down here, you just simply move this up. If you want to put a flat screen monitor here, and that's going to block these display, you can take the display and move it down to the section that you see here. Or if you have 500 series chassis, you want to install it right into this desk, you can easily do so. In our case here, we've installed 8 dynamics plus an additional bus compressor as one example. But of course, any example applies here. You can basically decide how you want to go. Your 2 foldbacks are over here with their own talkback systems, as well as a listen mic system. So for the studio, you've got 3 speaker outputs plus additional headphone outs, so you can monitor through 3 speakers that way. And 4 effects returns. And right down here, you also have 8 channels of stereo faders. These can either be used as independent channels, so you can add them to the mix bus as independent stereo channels, or you can feed your track buses to them to use them as a group mix. And of course, we can't forget, of course, about the bus compressor. We've got a bus compressor on board here. And we also have 2 listen mic compressor circuits, which also can be injected into the console for tracking. So that is essentially the origin. We've borrowed a lot from our heritage of the 4000 here, but we've done an awful lot of modernization of this product. This will be available in March 2020, and it will be retailing for $49,999 US. Thank you very much.